Hello everyone and welcome to another speed build. Today we are building in the world of Ciudad Enamorada that came with the Sims 4 Lovestruck expansion pack, which is also the most recent expansion pack, which is kind of why I'm building in this world today. Anyways, I am building a Mediterranean style villa, and I actually got inspiration to build this from a Pinterest image that I will do my best to remember to put an image like the picture of the house that I got the inspiration from. That way you guys can see what I was basically trying to recreate in the beginning, and I pretty much basically almost recreated the front, basically what I saw in the picture. And I pretty much went from there and tried to put my own spin and twist on it, and I'm honestly really glad with how this turned out, and I hope you guys like it as well. Now, I initially started building this house on this huge lot, which I don't even know why. The huge lots kind of intimidate me, and I guess maybe I thought initially this house was going to be quite big, but it doesn't end up being too big. It ends up having 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. And yeah, initially I really did not have an idea of how big this house was going to be and how many bedrooms it was going to have. I was basically just trying to replicate the image that I saw and then go from there. Honestly, I didn't even really think I was going to go as far as I did, with what I did. You guys will see in a minute, because I definitely add quite a few things that were not in the image just because it fit the build and I really liked how it looked. In the end, there's a side courtyard, there's another side, not really a yard. There's this small little kind of yard section where kids can play. But then there's this pool area, and I also added lounge chairs as well. The outside area, and there's these beautiful lights that I use from the toddler stuff pack over the pool. It's just a nice vibe out there. I really I'm so excited that when you guys get to see it, because it's probably one of my favorite parts of the build. This build, it took me so long. I spent days on this build. Altogether, I think I had around 13 hours of footage that I had to cut down into this 41-minute video. And yeah, it was definitely a process, because this was way out of my comfort zone. I feel my comfort zone, the traditional houses that I normally build, I'm most comfortable building are craftsman, sometimes modern, mid-century modern. I love a good mid-century modern build. And yeah, things around that nature, but Mediterranean and Spanish inspired villas, this is new for me. So if there's some things that look a little bit weird, that's most definitely why. But here I am now, I finally moved lots, thank God, and we are on this 30 by 20 lot. I think it's near the park, and I have my issues with this lot. I don't like how it doesn't touch the sidewalk, and normally I also don't like how it's all fenced in, but honestly that kind of worked for this build, so maybe I do like it. I don't know. I feel I also got slight inspiration to want to build in this kind of style because I've been watching Love Island, as you all probably know by now if you've been watching my previous videos. I can't stop talking about it, not even for one video. If you don't know, if you have not been invested in the drama like I have, all the people that live on Love Island, they stay in a villa, and it looks nothing like this at all. It's way bigger and has I don't know. Let me know, though, if you guys ever want to see me try to recreate the Love Island villa, because I think that would be kind of fun, but also kind of difficult, because I feel we don't really have a big exterior shot of how the villa looks, probably for good reason, but yeah, I don't know. Or maybe something inspired by the Love Island villa. That would also be cool as well, I guess. But anyway, let me talk about what I'm doing now, and that is putting not the finishing touches on the courtyard. As you saw, I just built a courtyard on the side, and I just love the touch it adds to this build. It has the perfect indoor-outdoor energy that I feel most Mediterranean style builds usually include, or villas even. I feel like maybe that's the main part of why I call it a villa. First of all, let me full disclosure. I am not entirely sure I know what a villa is. From what Google described to me, it's pretty much like a European style building that's big, I guess. So this would be like a smaller villa, but yeah, I don't know. I also just like calling it a villa because I like how it sounds and I feel like it fits. I don't know. So definitely correct me if I'm wrong on like the definition of a villa, because I definitely am not entirely sure what it is. Also, I feel like I have to apologize once again because this is definitely not a limited pack build by any means. I used pretty much every single expansion pack, so many kits, oh my gosh. I hate that I use so many kits because, I don't even like how EA has scammed me so many times because those kits are just too, I don't know, I'm a sucker for build content, and I think I've said this in like one of my previous videos that like I don't like using CC mainly. I like console players to be able to use my builds, and I know like not every console player has every pack, but I feel like at least like the shell would be useful and you could like take it from there, you know? But yeah, I really don't like how they scammed me out of getting so many kits, because I have pretty much every build kit. I don't really play Create a Sim like that. Like I definitely love to like make my Sims look nice, don't get me wrong, but I definitely am like a sucker for the build kits because they're so freaking cute, especially like the clutter kits. Like they can like just take the money out of my paycheck because it's gonna go to a clutter kit if they release another one, unfortunately. But yeah, so sorry about how many packs and kits I use because it's honestly kind of ridiculous. But I swear, eventually one of these days I will get down to doing a base game only build and it'll be nice, I swear. But now I am finally putting some finishing touches on the exterior. I'm not landscaping quite yet. I waited a little bit to landscape mainly because I wasn't sure how to landscape. Eventually I get it down. I use a lot of debug items from the Love Struck pack, and they helped a lot because a lot of those debug items, the plants, I guess they're not technically debug items, they're live edit items, but anyway, they're so good and they fit this build so well. And yeah, I'm doing some terrain paint. I'm just trying to get like the correct dirt that I wanted to use. I switch it up I think once, and yeah, eventually I bring out these just like beautiful like luscious items that we got from Love Struck, and they just, they look so good. I don't know, maybe I'm just a sucker for this type of landscape and this type of foliage, I guess. Can you even call cactuses foliage? I don't know. I'm doing it anyway. But yeah, I think I'm just such a sucker for this type of like these type of plants because I grew up in California, and I guess it kind of reminds me of home a little bit. But yeah, I don't like I didn't completely do the landscaping. I just did like that little fenced in area that I used the debug fences from Love Struck as well, and it was honestly kind of a pain using Love Struck debug because I used the Better Build By and Tool mod from Twisted Mexi, which I highly recommend if you're like into building. Unfortunately, you can only get them on PC. You can only get any mod on PC, which is so unfortunate. But if you're on PC and you're building, like this is like definitely a must-have mod because it helps so much. But unfortunately, none of the Love Struck items are like tagged yet, or like I couldn't like use like the eyedropper tool and just like grab something I normally can if I have the mod installed. So I had to like keep going back into Love Struck debug like specifically and get the items that way, and that was like a little annoying, but it wasn't too bad because those items were just too good. I would do anything for those items. But yeah, here I am now. I'm trying to get, I guess, the window and door and layout situated, and it was a little tricky. As you might have saw when I was creating the courtyard, I made a little bump out, and that was specifically for the staircase because I really honestly didn't really know where to put the staircase, and that bump out kind of saved me. So that was very handy. And I was thinking for a little bit if I wanted the staircase to be outside, like if you could access it from the courtyard. But then I was like, with the like custom like roofing that I built over the courtyard, I figured it would just look too funky and like too weird. So I just settled for an indoor one. One of these days, I'm going to build with an outside staircase and make it work. It may not be this one, but it's definitely gonna happen. Maybe I'll build like a vineyard or something, like something like Tuscan inspired. Like those usually like almost always have like exterior staircases, and they look so good. But I just haven't found the right one. Like I can do it in like a modern build or like a maybe like a residential rental modern type build, but I don't know. I really want to do it in like an older, like more like European style, because I feel like it would just look really fantastic. I don't know. I also used quite a bit of platforms in this build, which was kind of tricky because I had to figure out like the levels of like every room and like how to make it level up with the exterior, and I don't regret it. I regret a little bit because some of the platforms, like I had to add these like half walls and like fill them up with platforms to like make them look a little bit less weird, I guess. But it also makes the build a little bit like more modern, which I'm not sure I like, but I ended up keeping it anyway. And I put it up with platforms with like plants and things like that, so I think it came out really nice. But anyways, here I am now finally getting onto the kitchen. I used the counters from the Jungle Adventure game pack. I use a lot of Jungle Adventure in here, honestly. I feel like that pack really complements the Mediterranean style well. With that pack, of course, we got Salvor Dorada? These world names, I am just not pronouncing them right at all. But the world we got with Jungle Adventure is like definitely more like South American inspired, so that definitely helped here. And yeah, the kitchen I definitely cluttered up. I didn't clutter up the kitchen like as soon as I finished it. Mainly, I honestly like don't know why. I think I just like was not in the mood to clutter up a kitchen. And I was just like more excited to like get on with like other parts of the house. And like especially like this living room. Oh my gosh, that fireplace that I use, also from the Jungle Adventure game pack. It's so it just fits so well. And I think that's actually supposed to be an outdoor fireplace, but I don't really care. I shrunk it down a little bit with the tool mod and it fits perfectly in here. And I just love the fireplace. I don't know what else I can say about it. But here I am taking forever to figure out which platform trim I want to use. And yeah, finally getting onto the dining area, which is like sandwiched in between the kitchen and the living space. And I used I think that table came with Jungle Adventure. Don't quote me on that though. And then I'm pretty sure these chairs are from base game, and yeah, those chairs are a little bit less like of the style of the build, but I don't know, I feel like they kind of fit in well, so I decided to use them anyway. This living room was a little stressful because like the couches and like armchairs, they came together really easily. I just grabbed them from the Courtyard Oasis kit, which I like never honestly use things from that kit. It was kind of like a waste of money, no shade, EA team. Actually, full shade, EA team. But honestly, I feel like those helped the living room a little bit. They fit really well in there, so yeah, I'm glad I was able to get a little bit of use out of that kit. But yeah, I'm sorry if I like jump around all over. Towards the end of the build, I get more focused on like a specific room. But yeah, here I'm like kind of just like seeing items that I like and just like placing them wherever. So I'm really sorry about that. I kind of do that a lot in this build, and I need to remind myself when I'm like recording a speed build to like stop doing that, because I know like that's like so disorienting and really like kind of confusing. So yeah, I'm super sorry about that, but I will definitely get better with time. Just bear with me. But I'm adding a few things to the exterior now. I added a mailbox that I don't keep. I think I use like a modern one. I forget exactly which pack it's from. I think it is get together, but don't quote me on that either. But yeah, I'm just like finding items that I like. I really like struggled with like filling in the space in between, like next to the TV. Like I didn't really know what to put there. I ended up putting these base game bookshelves and sizing down the TV just a little bit, and I feel like that worked. And I also add some speakers from the party kit. I don't know exactly what the party specials kit. I almost want to say party oasis kit, but I know it's not that. And yeah, I definitely cluttered these shelves just to make them look like a little bit different that way, because like it's the same items on each bookshelf, so I wanted to make it look like a little tiny bit different. Oh, and also do not worry about that rug. I eventually switched that rug out for a different one. I forget which one, but it's not that orange one. I really struggled just like picking decor pieces for this space, because I really wanted to make this place look really, really nice and fit the Mediterranean, like South American style. But it was definitely a challenge for me. Like this is like so out of my comfort zone, but I definitely tried my best. So, and if you guys also have like any tips for, I don't know, like my building style or just like building in general, please leave a comment down below, because I would greatly appreciate your guys' input, as long as it's not like mean or nasty or anything. I also cut out the bathrooms of this build, because this build was way too long anyway, and I'm already struggling to find things to talk about for 40 minutes. The bathrooms were, I keep like some clips in there here and there, but yeah, like most of the bathroom footage I cut out, except for the like kids/teens bathroom. I kept that footage in just because it's kind of a funky looking bathroom, and I was kind of proud of it. Oh my gosh, I just realized I've been recording for like 16 minutes and have not at all mentioned who this house is for. Sorry about that, but honestly, I didn't really build this house for like a specific set of Sims, other than like the kids and teens room. I built this for 4 Sims. This house can sleep comfortably 4 Sims. Honestly, probably even more, because I added a double bed in the teens room, so you could probably have like 5 Sims living here. But I imagine that maybe like one of the adult Sims, like one of the parents maybe, is like really into fishing, and I pretty much based that solely on a decor item that I put up in the living room from Growing Together. It's like, I think all these like fishing baits or rods or mini fish. I don't really know what it is, but it's definitely a fishing item, and one of the parents who lives here is really into it, so. But yeah, I feel like with the kids' rooms, I definitely went all out, and I feel like you kind of have to, just to add that like extra touch of personality. I feel like it doesn't look as realistic. Kids and teens rooms are probably like definitely one of my favorite rooms to decorate now, just because, oh my gosh, like the high school years expansion pack, like they've saved my teens rooms and even my kids rooms so much, just because I feel like that pack is so interchangeable. Like you can use that pack even with like adults too, but I feel like adults get like so much in this game, so do they really need anything else? But yeah, though, I really like the high school years pack is honestly probably up there in like build items for me, just because like the versatility in which I can use the items. But here I am now, finally getting around to cluttering up the kitchen, which was definitely a feat for me. Not in the sense like that it was hard, but in the sense like I didn't really know how I wanted, because I knew like the too much counter space was just kind of off-putting, and I didn't really feel like this house would like have that much open counter space. I feel like the people who live here definitely use their counters, and they definitely cook in this kitchen often. And yeah, I just wanted to emblemize that, I guess, with the clutter and decorations that I added. I used a stand mixer from the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, and I also used the pressure cooker from For Rent as well. I didn't add all the appliances. I also added like a microwave and a coffee maker, the basic ones. But yeah, I feel like those two also are used pretty often in this household. I feel like not so much a pizza oven. I didn't add that in here. I don't know. I just feel like this household definitely like orders pizza if they want pizza. I don't know. But Yeah, I definitely wanted to clutter it up a bit, but I also play tested this entire build, so everything is in working order for you if or when you decide to download this build. It is ready to go for your Sims, and everything works properly. I use also, I don't think I use, or I talked about the appliances, or the big appliances that I use. The fridge is from Jungle Adventure, and the stove is also from Jungle Adventure. I use like a lot of Jungle Adventure in here, but a lot of other packs as well, so sorry about that. Again. Oh, and I also use a dishwasher from For Rent because I feel like this house would be really nice with a dishwasher. Oh, and there I am adding that decoration item from Growing Together above the archway. Now I'm finally moving on to the courtyard, which is probably one of my favorite spots to decorate. I just really love the whole indoor-outdoor feel. It's just so like relaxing in a way. But I put some pretty basic items out here. I put a fire pit, a chest table, and then also a flower arranging table in this corner right here. Oh, and also a bird feeder, I guess. But also like some small decoration items like a wind chime and these pretty little lights that came from the Courtyard Oasis kit. Still getting use out of that. I think I used almost every item from that kit except for a side table. Maybe a few other. Oh, I didn't use the columns or anything that came the build mode. But yeah, that came the decorations and chairs and stuff from that kit were very useful in this build. But yeah, here I am cluttering up the shelf above the flower arranging table, and then I also cluttered up this shelf that we got from the Greenhouse Haven kit, which I cut out me cluttering out a shelf because I figured I clutter up a lot of other things in this build and I keep that in, but this shelf was just basically me using the tool mod over and over again and I figured that was not that interesting to look at. But yeah, I'm also getting this plant that is also from Jungle Adventure, I'm pretty sure, and I feel like I never used that one. But yeah, that one was really handy and it was honestly really cool looking for this build. And I think I am finally moving on to the upstairs. Oh wait, no, I'm still decorating the side pool area, I guess. And I just really loved how this whole area turned out. It was a little bit tricky because I wasn't sure how I was gonna lay all this out. I used I used the curved pool feature to create this really interesting almost organic looking pool shape. It's not completely organic because you just can't do that in The Sims 4, but it's definitely a little different looking, and I really liked that switch up from how I've normally had pools for the past what is it, almost 10 years of The Sims 4. Or we didn't even, can you believe we did not have pools when The Sims 4 first came out? Oh my goodness. I wasn't playing the game at that time. I didn't have a laptop. But man, I was still deeply invested. I still loved The Sims. I just couldn't play at that time. But man, I remember not having pools or toddlers. Man, what a time to be playing The Sims 4. But I think I'm finally starting to doing a little bit of landscaping now. I guess this is where I felt a little bit more comfortable getting into the groove of how I wanted the plants and foliage to look around the house. And it was a little bit intimidating at first, but honestly like I said before, so much of the gorgeous plants, just mixing them up. And then I think I also added a little bit of Jungle Adventure foliage in here as well, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, and I'm adding this little rock pathway to the front. I don't even know what I guess that's more of a patio, the front patio area where you can just lounge, and there's a fountain. It's honestly so pretty, and that fountain is also from the Courtyard Oasis kit. I just love I loved how it looked in the Pinterest image, but honestly I like my version a little bit more. Ooh, no shade, but I just really liked how that area turned out. And yeah, I'm just adding so many different types of just I guess deserty type plants, cactuses and things of that nature. Oh my gosh, I just realized I said cactuses. Normally I would edit something like that out, but it's cacti. I'm gonna keep it in because I'm correcting myself. It's cacti. I don't know why I said cactuses. But here we are just adding a few more cacti. And I knew I wanted to put something big in this area. I don't know if I wanted it for shade or what, but I ended up going with this really, really nice palm tree at least I think that's a palm tree. It looks like a palm tree that we got from the Lovestruck pack, and I'm pretty sure just in debug somewhere. I'm not sure if you can pay for it or not. Here I am now also adding this like little play area for children, or just like separation. Maybe I didn't know that it was going to be a play area at first, but I guess I just wanted to finish up with the landscaping because there was like a lot of landscaping that I wanted to do around the house just to make it have that, like, even though they're like, I still wanted to give them like an outdoorsy feel, even though that they are gated in their like own little house, I guess. I don't know, but I just really wanted the plants because they were so pretty. Oh my gosh, look at how pretty they look. I guess it's been quite a lot of time landscaping. I probably could have cut some of this out, but I don't know. I feel like leaving landscaping in also helps because I feel like some people might not also know what to do when landscaping. So I usually try to keep in the parts of my videos where I feel like people might like not know what to do, like bathrooms or landscaping. But wow, I really definitely took quite a while with landscaping. But hopefully I move on to something new. Okay, yes, here I'm adding a swing in the little kids section. I think this one, I went with the seasons one. I feel like any other one would have just probably not fit the style as well. And then I also add this little like sandbox so that your kids could play. They won't play, yeah, but they could also build sandcastles. Oh, I also add like a little bike and then also a sprinkler, which your kids can like run and like play through, which I think is like super fun. I'm also going to be removing a little bit of landscaping here to add a grill and a bar. And I use the grill and bar that came with the, what is it called? Desert Luxe kit, yes. Oh, I'm finally remembering something. And yeah, I feel like they fit in really well. I feel like they kind of match the like fence, or I feel like it's not even a fence. Like, what do I call that? Like, it's called a fence in the game, but it's like the wall that I have surrounding the place. But here I am also adding these. I feel like I use these in like almost every build that has a pool now. They're the rocks that came with the Riviera Retreat kit. And they just have like water falling down them, and they just look so serene and peaceful. And I just love them so much. And then eventually I'm going to put the toddlers hanging lights and have them like connecting to like the poles, like some poles sticking out of the rocks that I place. And I also put like a hopscotch court near like the back gate fence, just something else for your kids to do. Because I feel like I don't really add playrooms inside for kids. And I know that like a lot of people, that mailbox was from Get Together. I was right. All right, sorry. Yeah, I feel like I don't really add playrooms for my kids inside. I don't really, I just haven't really built one. Maybe one of these days I'll add one. But yeah, I feel like usually I'll have like my kids play outside because, I don't know, that's what I used to do as a kid. I used to play outside all the time. Until, I don't know, like the unfortunate smartphone event happened, and then I was never outside again. But yeah, here I am. I turned the lighting on the dark. That way I could see just how like the lights, how like bright I could get the place at night. And yeah, here I am finally adding those lovely, lovely toddler stuff pack lights. One of my favorite things to ever come in the game. I can't believe that you need the stuff pack to get these lights, because honestly the toddler stuff pack isn't that great in my opinion, but these lights are kind of worth it. But I feel like you could also get some lights for cheaper with the little campers kit, but those lights also aren't as great as these in my personal opinion. I just realized I am 3/4 of a way through this speed build, y'all. We have made it to the final stretch. I was honestly like super intimidated to do like a voiceover for the speed build, mainly because I just like I know I'm a yapper. I can talk for a obscenely long amount of time, but I really wasn't sure if I was going to be able to talk through all this, but apparently here we are. But here I am now finally working on the master bedroom, And I went with an all red theme. I don't really know why. I was talking to my sister about it earlier because she was watching me edit this. And she was like, why is it all red? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like red is a very mature color. And you know, like kids can of course like red, but I feel like red is just like, when I think of red, like I think of like a woman with like really long red nails, and she's like mature, older. I don't know. But I feel like I also did a bedroom. Well, no, I guess my last bedroom was orange. But I've done a speed build. I think it was my grandparents' cozy house speed build that had a red bedroom. But it wasn't similar to this at all. This is like a different build style completely. But they were both red. So, I don't know. I feel like adults like the color red in my brain. Adult Sims like red. But yeah, this room is honestly a little bit of a challenge for me because it's quite spacious. Like there's quite a bit of room in here. And I just wasn't quite sure how I wanted to go about decorating the space. And I do add a cube organizer next to the desk in the corner. One thing that annoys me so much about it though is that the wood tones do not match. And honestly, if they bother you, go ahead and delete them. I honestly won't blame you. I just placed that down because I needed something to take up that space. And I already had a TV in the other two rooms, and I didn't feel like the TV would line up with the bed anyway, so I didn't want to put a TV in here, so I just ended up with this cube organizer. Even though we already have a cube organizer downstairs in the entryway, but like I said, I needed to fill up the space. And the master bedroom also has their ensuite bathroom, which I decorated off camera because, like I said, I needed to trim this down, so hopefully you will forgive me for that. But yeah, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Master bedroom is definitely not my favorite bedroom in this house. Like, it's alright, it's fine, it's functional, does the job, sleeps your Sims, but it's definitely not what I envisioned to be the final result of the master bedroom. But there we are. Anyways, here I am finally decorating the hallway space. I honestly didn't do too much out here. There is a painting on the wall. I added another cube organizer, but I used the natural one that came, or natural, the already built one, I guess, that came with Discover University, and I felt like that went nice out there. And I also added a plant and the bookshelf that came with the Basement Treasures kit, which honestly is a little bit beaten down, but I feel like it kind of fits this build a little bit. And yeah, I kind of like that bookshelf, even though it is beaten down. I don't know what it is about it. It just resonates with me. But after the hallway, I move on into the child's room, which I built for preferably like a boy, like a little boy. Honestly, I feel like this room could go either way. Like, I feel like this could definitely be a child's room, but on the opposite side, like it could also work for a teen. Like, I feel like maybe the teen just didn't throw away all the stuff that he had when he was a child, and he just keeps some kind of stuff away in a corner or something. One thing that was definitely different for me for this one was I built it like I feel like a teen could definitely be in this room. Like, it's not too colorful. Like, I mainly just use blue and try to use navy blue and stuff. Like, I go in eventually, I add a lot of space theme. Like, I'm thinking maybe this kid is really into space or astronomy or just science in general. I also put a little ribbons and awards that maybe they've won at school or something. But yeah, I also added this desk chair that's it might be from the toddler stuff pack. Ooh, but it's definitely very childish and doesn't fit the room at all. But I wanted to add it just in case you did want a child sim to live here. But you can always, of course, delete that and add a much more mature desk chair. I was gonna go I was picking out a navy blue one that was less childish. But I don't know, I like the childish feel in that room. I feel like if I was to play in this house, a child sim would definitely be there. And also for the bed, I did this thing that I almost never do. I honestly, I don't think I've ever done it. It was where I put two of the smaller beds with single sim beds together, and it still works. Like, your Sims can sleep in there, but it's not something I normally do. So definitely let me know your feedback on if I should do that more or less, or how you guys feel about it, because I did it because I wanted to fill up the space, but I just felt like a double bed was just too big. And I've seen other sim YouTubers do it, of course, but definitely let me know your guys' thoughts on that. But we are finally on our last two rooms now. This is the like child and teens shared bathroom. And like I said, I definitely went with some funkier colors. I used this backsplash from the Love Struck expansion pack. And I don't think I've ever used this swatch before just because it's so busy. But it definitely fits this build style, and I don't know, I kind of just went like kind of crazy in here with like colors and stuff. I kind of had fun. I was on my last legs. The last two rooms were like really fun for me. Honestly, like the last three, the like child's room included. But yeah, this one, I don't worry about the shower too. I definitely changed the swatch on that. You'll see in the screenshots. I'm not sure if I do on camera or not. But yeah, I just also like had so much fun cluttering the bathroom. Like, bathrooms can be really boring, but like I said, with like clutter kits, like I'm a sucker for them. So when that bathroom clutter kit came out, my bathrooms have never been the same. I've had a lot more fun cluttering bathrooms now ever since that kit came out. And yeah, oh, here I am also adding some quick little pillows to the child Sims bedroom before going back in here. I try not to like shift too much now that we're like later into the build. I guess I finally caught on, as I shift again to the master bedroom's bathroom. How embarrassing. But that was just to add the electric toothbrush. Like, every now and again I'll see like something that I just like really like have to add to a room, or else I'll forget about it. So yeah, sorry about that. It's a habit that I'm learning to tame. I'm just adding some clutter to some of these shelving units before we finally move on into my, I don't know if this is my favorite bedroom. It's a tie between this and the child room, because they were both very fun to build. This one was a little bit harder because it's, I think, a teensy bit bigger, and I honestly like was at a loss for like how to fill this space. But eventually I clutter it up. I add two dressers, the dressers that we got from the Parenthood game pack, and then I also put a TV on top of that. I add a desk with a laptop on it, and the desk that I use is from the Pastel Pop kit, which is also another fun kit. But that one I'm honestly like not ashamed about buying at all, because one, it supports one of my favorite YouTubers, Plumbella, or I'm not sure if it supports her directly, maybe if I use her creator code, but I know that she was involved with making that kit, and I just love her content. Like, it's so hilarious. I love her. But yeah, I add a guitar in here as well. I figured this teenage sim was like very into, I feel like they're very much in their teenage years where they're still trying to figure out what they're into, what their interests are, so they're kind of just like dabbling in everything. So I have like a wellness, or yeah, I have like a meditation like poof where they can meditate on, guitar. I added a bonsai tree, like maybe they're into gardening. I added a lot in this room. But I also feel like that's very much the case when you're a teenager. I feel like you're just like trying new things, experimenting, seeing what you're into, getting ready for adulthood. And I definitely wanted that represented here. This is definitely like the more definitive teens room as opposed to the other room, because it just has more, there's just more activities in this room that a young adult would do as opposed to a child. And yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like this sim is just into a lot of things. Also, while decorating this room, I was like finding things to put on the patio, which I don't think I've mentioned once, so sorry about that. There is a patio or balcony that is accessible through the parents' bedroom, and it's really small. I didn't put too much out there other than a telescope, some like decoration plants, and I put a juice keg out there that we got from Discovery University, and I think I just put like another like chair out there. I use the chair that we got from For Rent, the one that looks like just like a regular like normal like outside chair. which strangely, that chair is not tagged in outside seating, which is so silly because that is such an outside chair. Like, whatever. But anyways, guys, we are finally reaching the end of the speed build, so thank you so very much for bearing with me throughout this entire video. I will be very shocked if you listened all the way through. I don't know, maybe you should comment something like a silly emoji to let me know that you watched all the way. I don't know. But of course, as always, this build is available on the gallery now under my gallery ID JKenYT, JayKenAT. Links to my other videos and other speed builds will be linked at the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. The speed build screenshots are right after this voiceover, and I just appreciate all of you so very much for bearing with me through this very long, very out of my comfort zone speed build. Yeah, so be sure to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Leave any recommendations for any builds that you want me to take on, or any, oh my gosh, if you have like any Pinterest links, I would love that. So yeah, leave those below as well. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I really have for you. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.